We're in Hutchinson as we kick off the new year and wanted to take a look at a very important organization for Southwest Minnesota, and that is the Southwest Initiative Foundation. And it's a great organization headed up by Diana Anderson. And Diana, you are the president and CEO of the organization. Remind us a little bit more once again about the Southwest Initiative Foundation.
Absolutely. So we are a regional community foundation serving the 18 counties and the 2 native nations of Southwest Minnesota. So our region runs from Big Stone, Swift, Meeker and McLeod counties down along the Minnesota River to Rock, Nobles, and around South Dakota and Iowa. So we've got a huge geography, and we've been around for 31 years, since 1986. And we work in communities primarily through economic development, working with businesses to support economic growth, through community development, working with nonprofits and community leaders to strengthen communities, and through community philanthropy by providing ways for people to give back to their communities and support their local communities.
And through the last couple of years, we've talked a lot about that last aspect here on the Linder Farm Network, but you really are so much more than that, both to the agricultural community that we serve daily and the non-ag community alike with your work, and it really kind of meshes together in terms of the people of Southwest Minnesota.
It does all fit together. We, over the last couple of years, have really started to focus on how we could use our resources in a way that will have the most impact. So we do a lot of great work with our business financing, with our grant making, with our community philanthropy. And our board wanted to really think about how do we get the most impact. And we looked at the statistics in our region and realized that there are many children that are not getting the opportunities that they need to really be successful in life, to be the next generation of workforce, taxpayers, homeowners, community leaders, and that we were poised to really invest in that for the long term. And we're calling that program Grow Our Own. It was, I think, startling for us to realize that nearly 11,000 children, 1 in 6 in Southwest Minnesota, lives in poverty. And there's just no question that that impacts their ability to achieve their full potential. So how do we as an organization and we as communities and businesses really support those kids to ensure that they do well? And we're thinking about it in terms of really a cradle to career approach. So thinking about strong supports for our families, our working families, great early childhood and preschool programs to help kids, little ones, get off to the best start. Great school experiences. We have wonderful public schools and private schools in Southwest Minnesota, and ensuring that kids have the best experience possible when they get to high school. Also ensuring that they get connected with a career pathway that's going to help them be successful after graduation. And then thinking about, again, how we have safe and caring communities for our children so that the entire community, not just moms and dads and grandparents, but the entire community is really wrapped around those children and supporting them.
And you have an entire team here, your team here at Southwest Initiative Foundation, that works in many different areas to help facilitate these efforts across your region.
Absolutely. We have, on the economic development side, we have people who are working with businesses to grow great paying jobs. We have a community impact team that's really working with our nonprofits to build their capacity to serve the needs. We have our philanthropy team who's helping donors realize their charitable dreams and to reinvest in our communities. And those services have been here for, again, since the beginning, but we're really starting to think about them, how they have the collective impact for our children. So we ask ourselves with every potential opportunity, how will this help us close the opportunity gap? And this last couple of years really has been about raising awareness. Many people in our communities just don't understand the circumstances that far too many children are living in, which is, to be honest with you, one of the wonderful things about rural Minnesota is we all think of ourselves as good friends and neighbors, and that we're all doing pretty well. And that unfortunately is just not the case for too many children. So we really want to raise awareness, help communities understand the needs of the children in their communities, and then work with them on those local solutions, whether, again, it's growing good jobs, it's supporting nonprofits, it's building the philanthropy that helps fund it, and then just supporting the good community conversations that help people work together, think together, come up with the solutions that are right for their community. It's not one size fits all, that's for sure.
Is there anything, as we kind of wrap up things today, looking ahead to 2018 here and a long, busy year for you and your team, that you want to mention or highlight as we move forward?
Absolutely. A couple of things that we're working on right now that are top priorities is one of them is the child care crisis. I think parents who have young children will certainly understand how difficult it is to find quality child care in our communities. Our longtime in-home providers are starting to retire. Centers probably aren't available in a lot of our smaller communities. And businesses and families are telling us that it's just an absolute crisis. And families are having to make hard decisions about the care of their children if they're going to work. So we're working with stakeholders, business leaders, elected officials, and providers, parents alike, to work on some regional solutions and some community solutions. So that's one of our number one priorities in the coming year. We're also working on some career pathways, helping kids get connected to their career choices much earlier in their high school experience, starting as early as 9th grade.
Sounds like some exciting things ahead for the Southwest Initiative Foundation in 2018. And Diana, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, and I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Absolutely, and we're so pleased to be up here in Hutchinson, and you're going to have your opportunity to meet the folks from Southwest Initiative Foundation at a couple of different events in January, and that's at our Linder Farm Network Outlook meetings in both Marshall and Wilmer. They're going to be on hand. They're going to have team members there. They can talk to you about some of the different initiatives that they have during 2018 and beyond.